Do you need a friend to walk with you as you travel on your way? Then you need to know my Savior. Let him be your friend today.
Good morning. I'm V. Vernon Eckleberry, and this morning I have a lesson for you entitled The Beginning and You. But first, watch this clip that sets the table for what will follow. Now we'll look at the similarity between the first day of creation and God's saving work in the lives of his people. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Mankind, of course, was also created by God, as we read in Genesis 1:27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. Then we have the picture of creation initially on that first day, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. That also pictures natural man. As Jesus said in John 3:19, this is the condemnation, that light has come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. But then we read in Genesis 1:2, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And so it is when God begins his work in the lives of his people. We read in John 3:8, and these are the words of Jesus telling Nicodemus about the Holy Spirit and how he brings about the new birth. John 3:8, the wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell whence it cometh and whither it goeth. So is every one that is born of the Spirit. So then that brings us to the next stage of creation, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. And this is the way it is when the Holy Spirit works that saving work in the lives of people. It also is followed by the light, as we read in John 1, verses 4 and 5 about Jesus. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness cannot overcome it. In Genesis 1:4, then God looks at the light and saw the light that it was good. And the light that God sends into our lives is good as well. For Isaiah said it this way in chapter 60, verse 1, arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. That is the goodness of the light that God sends. Then in Genesis 1:4, God divided the light from the darkness. And so he divides us from the darkness of our former selves. In 1 Peter 2:9, Peter wrote, "Ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light." And then in Genesis 1:5 we read that God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. So here we have the concept of day and night being introduced into God's creation. And so it is that night and day plays an important part in our lives as well. Romans 13:12, the night is almost gone and the day is near. Therefore, let us lay aside the deeds of darkness and put on the armor of light. And so we see then in these first 5 verses of Genesis, the first day of creation, a picture of God's saving work in the lives of his people. Now, may God be with you till we meet again.
Do you